Comprehension means finding out the meaning of a text. What is written in a text? A reader's task is to find out the essence of the materials or the content of the text. While going through the text, simultaneously he gains his message, and he learns the content of the text. What is comprehension skill? Reading comprehension skill. So skill means ability, and comprehension skill refers to the ability of three types of different abilities. The first is ability to interpret what is written in the text. The reader can interpret them in his own words. And secondly, ability to discuss what is written in the text. He can discuss about the text with anyone, about any topic. And the third one is the ability to comment. So comment or offer his views, understanding of the text. So comprehension skill means three things. The understanding, it is an understanding of the ability to interpret, ability to discuss, and ability to comment upon the text. Are there any prerequisite or essential previous knowledge for acquiring reading comprehension skill? Of course there are. There are three prerequisite or essential previous knowledge of something that are prerequisites for attaining and acquiring the comprehension skill, reading comprehension skill in a student or a reader. What are these three prerequisites or the essential previous knowledge that the reader needs to acquire comprehension skill? The number one is phonic awareness. What is phonic awareness? Phonic means sound. The awareness of the sound of the syllables, sound of the consonant clusters, how they are spelled and how they are pronounced. Unless we get the awareness of these sound systems, we cannot read properly. So first and foremost, the prerequisite of a reader acquiring comprehension skill is phonic awareness. The second important prerequisite or the essential element that a reader must have acquiring reading comprehension skill is the speed or a certain level of fluency. Unless we get a certain level of fluency or minimum speed in reading, then it is not possible for any person to understand a text within a short period of time. So certain level of competency in speed and fluency is one of the prerequisites for acquiring reading comprehension skill. Third one is the most important because it is relating to the vocabulary or the word stock power. So unless we have the word power in us, and we must have at least meaning of certain common words and verbs that are often and commonly used in a passage, we must have the knowledge of that particular vocabulary. Unless we have a certain level of vocabulary, it is not possible for us to acquire the competency in reading comprehension. What are the methods of reading comprehension? So are there any methods and ways that we should read when we go to take a task of reading comprehension? So what are the methods of, in other words, what are the methods of reading comprehension? So there are five methods of reading comprehensions. Actually, we need to study stage by stage upon this. We have to upon these five stages. So upon these five stages, we need to inculcate these types of readings so that we get into the information as well as the deeper understanding of the text. What are these five methods of reading? First is decoding reading, decode reading. So decode reading means all these decode reading means you have to decode the lexical meaning, literal meaning, and different types of meanings in the text. So it includes the annotations and connotations of the text. The second is skim reading. Skim means the surface level or the summarized central idea or message. So after going through the whole passage, we have to find out the scheme or SKIM or the surface layer of the meaning that we have to form in a conception of our mind. Third is prediction reading. So prediction reading means while we read the passage, we need to predict that what might happen. So there might be cause and effect. So cause and effect, all informations and events that are mentioned have a kind of a relationship or link with the another events, and so we have to find out these clues and causal relationship between the sentences in the passage. So we have to find out in our mind a kind of prediction that these things might happen in that way, or normally these things happens, and when it is written in this way, that might happen, or that might be the outcome of the passage. Fourth one is context clue reading. Context clue reading is to find out a clue in the context, and all words always do not mean the same thing. We have a contextual meaning. So words have their own significance in the context. So we have to find out the context, and the clues, context are the clues that will help us to get into the inner message of the text. Last one is reading for inferences. So inferences means a kind of guesswork of finding a conclusion upon the foregoing premises. So if all these things are like this, then we might infer that in our comment. So these inferences will help us to make our opinions and offer our views and attitudes towards what has been written down in the text. So these will help us to find out our views upon the text, and we can comment upon the text. So inference reading is the highest form of reading. How do we test our comprehension skill? So there are two ways of testing our comprehension skill. Whether we have attained competencies. They are information-based comprehension, and there are inner meaning or the central idea-based comprehension. The first information-based comprehension tests are two types. They are open-ended and close-ended. So close-ended questions and open-ended questions are dealt in details in different chapters and different video. I think you will follow my channels to find out the open-ended questions and close-ended questions for a better understanding of how we evaluate comprehension skill, how we try to find out our comprehension skill through the tools of testing. Apart from information-based testing, we have also a higher level of testing methods. And what are the testing levels? What are the things that we test in that higher level of testings? There are 5 levels of testing in the higher order. First, the title, central idea or the message, and second, the setting. We must have our views upon the setting, and thirdly, upon the characters. So setting, characters, title, setting, characters, when, how, what are the things happened, what things happened there, how the things happened there, and when did the things happen there. So all these things are mentioned in the setting and characters. And next, find out the theme of the theme, outcome, and finally the ending or the conclusions. Do they conclude appropriately, or the reader might feel that the ending is very different from the normal ways of ending. So there should have been a different way for this ending. So these are the things that we need to evaluate at the higher level of testing when we go to test non-information based testing upon a comprehension scale. So friends, that's all for today. I think there is a lot of things that we have discussed, and all these discussions are helpful for you, because comprehension skill is the must. We need to acquire comprehension skill if you want to learn or read to learn.